9 amazing qualities of older people who like to be alone. Solitude is the great teacher, and to learn its lessons, you must pay attention to it. Deepak Chopra. Have you ever pondered what unique strengths older people who cherish their alone time possess? These individuals aren't just comfortable with solitude, they thrive in it, embracing qualities that set them apart. Whether you're someone who enjoys your own company or simply intrigued by the powerful attributes of those who do, this video is for you. Today, we'll uncover 9 amazing traits that make these solitary souls truly extraordinary. 1. Rich inner life. Older people who cherish their solitude often have an incredibly rich inner life. Their time alone isn't spent in loneliness, but rather in nurturing a deep well of thoughts, emotions, and reflections that they have cultivated over the years. This depth of introspection allows them to explore the complexities of the human experience and to gain a more profound understanding of the world around them. Such individuals tend to be keen observers, able to draw connections between various life experiences and philosophical concepts, offering a perspective that is both insightful and deeply moving. I often think of Clara, an 85-year-old former librarian who finds joy in her quiet time, surrounded by her extensive collection of books. Each book she owns is more than just a volume on a shelf. It's a doorway to a new world, a new perspective, and a new story. When you talk to Clara, you don't just hear about the plot of a novel. She effortlessly weaves in historical context, personal anecdotes, and life lessons that make every conversation with her a journey through time and thought. Her rich inner life has not only made her a repository of knowledge, but also a source of profound wisdom and inspiration. As the Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think you become." Clara's life is a testament to this truth. Her solitude has allowed her to cultivate a garden of thoughts that bloom into beautiful, enriching conversations. In our fast-paced, noise-filled modern life, many of us forget the value of quiet contemplation. We are constantly surrounded by distractions, social media, endless to-do lists, and the pressure to be constantly engaged with the outside world. Yet, as Clara shows us, there is immense power and peace in taking a step back and diving deep into our own minds. This does not mean isolating ourselves, but rather finding a balance where we can connect deeply with ourselves and, in turn, offer something valuable when we engage with others. For those who feel overwhelmed by the demands of life, consider carving out a little time each day for introspection. Whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting quietly, this practice can help you connect with your inner self and build a richer, more fulfilling life. The wisdom and tranquility you cultivate in these moments will not only benefit you, but also everyone you interact with, making your conversations and relationships more meaningful. As we grow older, embracing this solitude can become a powerful tool for personal growth and self-discovery. 2. Unwavering independence. Older individuals who cherish their alone time often exhibit a profound and unwavering sense of independence. This quality doesn't just happen overnight, it's cultivated through years of life experience, personal growth, and self-reliance. They've faced challenges, made mistakes, and learned from them, all without relying heavily on others for support. This independence becomes their strength, a resilient force that allows them to adapt to whatever life throws their way. They make their own decisions, solve their own problems, and navigate life's ups and downs with a calm and steady hand. Take my neighbor John, for instance. In his late 60s and having been a widower for several years, John epitomizes this kind of independence. He isn't lonely. Instead, He enjoys his own company and finds peace in solitude. John takes pride in maintaining his home, managing his finances, and planning his days exactly how he wants. It's not that he doesn't appreciate the company of others, he does, but he doesn't depend on it for his happiness. His independence even extends to travel. John often embarks on solo trips to places he's never been before, exploring the world on his own terms. His stories of wandering through the streets of Paris, trekking through the mountains of Nepal, and finding hidden gems in small towns are both thrilling and inspiring. His eyes light up as he recounts these adventures, and you can see the confidence and self-assurance that comes from knowing he can thrive on his own. This level of independence reminds me of a beautiful Buddhist story about a monk named Tissa. Tissa was known for his solitude and independence, much like John. He lived in a remote monastery, spending his days in meditation and self-reflection. One day, a terrible storm hit, causing flooding and destruction in the nearby village. While other monks worried about Tissa, wondering if he needed help, Tissa calmly took action. He secured his modest hut, ensured the animals were safe, and helped the villagers find higher ground, all without panic or hesitation. Later, when asked how he remained so composed, Tissa simply said, "In solitude, I've learned to find peace within. When you are at peace, you can face any storm, whether it's outside or within." Like Tissa, people like John show us that independence isn't about being isolated. It's about finding strength and contentment within oneself. It's about knowing that, while others may offer help and companionship, true resilience and adaptability come from within. This self-reliance makes them more capable of supporting not just themselves, but also those around them when needed. So what about you? Have you ever experienced a time when you had to rely solely on yourself? How did that make you feel, and what did you learn from it? It's worth considering because true independence isn't just about being alone. It's about being able to stand strong and confident even when we are. The lesson here is clear. Valuing your own company and cultivating self-reliance can be a source of great strength and inner peace. Whether you are young or old, learning to depend on yourself not only prepares you for life's inevitable challenges, but also allows you to find joy and fulfillment in simply being. Embrace your independence, for it is a powerful gift that allows you to face life's storms with courage and grace. 3. Gratitude and contentment. Older individuals who cherish their solitude often possess a remarkable quality that many of us overlook: an innate sense of gratitude and contentment. This unique trait allows them to find joy and fulfillment in the simple, everyday experiences that life has to offer. While many of us may rush through our days, preoccupied with deadlines and distractions, those who are comfortable being alone have learned to savor the small pleasures that come their way. Think about it. When was the last time you truly appreciated a beautiful sunset, the aroma of your morning coffee, or the quiet rustle of leaves in the wind? For those who embrace solitude, these moments are not just passing instances. They are profound experiences that nurture the soul. I remember a conversation with Elena, a retired nurse in her late 70s, whose story beautifully illustrates this point. Elena finds immense joy in her daily morning walks. She takes in the fresh air, listens to the cheerful songs of birds, and watches the world around her gradually come to life. It's not just a routine for her, it's a cherished ritual that fills her heart with gratitude. She told me, "Each morning I feel like I'm part of something bigger, like nature is welcoming me into a new day." Her words struck a chord with me. How often do we miss these opportunities to connect with the world around us because we're too focused on what's next? Elena's ability to live in the moment and her gratitude for these seemingly small experiences remind us of the power of mindfulness. The Buddha once said, "Contentment is the greatest wealth." This wisdom is embodied in people like Elena, who show us that true happiness doesn't come from accumulating material possessions or achieving grand successes, but from appreciating what we already have. When we slow down and take the time to notice the details of our lives, the warmth of the sun on our skin, the taste of our favorite meal, the laughter shared with a friend, we cultivate a sense of contentment that is both enriching and enduring. Have you ever stopped to wonder what it would be like to experience life this way, to truly relish the present moment without longing for something more? It's a way of living that can feel elusive in our fast-paced world, yet it's so accessible if we just pause and look around. Those who prefer solitude have mastered this art. They don't seek validation from external sources. Instead, they find it within themselves, in the peace and quiet of their own company. This doesn't mean they are antisocial or lonely. In fact, many of them have rich, meaningful relationships and vibrant social lives. But they also understand that true happiness and peace come from within, from being comfortable with who they are and where they are in life. This kind of inner peace is something we can all aspire to. The next time you find yourself caught up in the hustle and bustle, try to take a page from Elena's book. Start your day with a moment of gratitude, no matter how small. Maybe it's a few deep breaths as you sip your morning coffee, a quiet walk outside, or just a moment of stillness before the day begins. As you do this, ask yourself, what am I grateful for right now? What simple joys can I find in this very moment? By cultivating this practice, you might find yourself feeling a little more content, a little more at peace. In the words of the poet Rumi, "Wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life." It's a beautiful reminder that gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a way of being that, when embraced, can transform our entire experience of life. So, why not start today? Why not let go of the need to always be striving for more and instead appreciate the abundance that already surrounds you? This is the secret that those who enjoy solitude have discovered, and it's one we can all learn to embrace. What small moments of joy can you notice in your life today? If you've watched up to this point, you're already uncovering the unique qualities that make solitude a powerful and fulfilling choice. Comment below with solo strength to celebrate your appreciation for these remarkable traits. And don't go anywhere. We still have more inspiring insights to share that will deepen your understanding of why embracing solitude can lead to a richer, more meaningful life. Stay until the end to explore all the wisdom we have for you. 4. Heightened appreciation for relationships. Older individuals who prefer solitude often defy the common misconception that enjoying alone time equates to being antisocial or disconnected. In fact, their choice to spend time alone often deepens their appreciation for the relationships they do have. This selective engagement means they value depth and authenticity over the number of social connections. Their time alone is not a rejection of others, but a way to recharge and cultivate inner peace, which allows them to be fully present and deeply engaged when they do connect with others. Take my Uncle David, for example. At 78, he enjoys his quiet evenings at home, reading or reflecting. But this doesn't mean he is detached from others. Quite the opposite. When he meets his close circle of friends, he is entirely engaged, offering his full attention, thoughtful conversations, and genuine care. His interactions are not frequent, but they are profoundly meaningful. This reminds us of the words of the Buddha, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." Uncle David's life is a testament to this principle. He chooses his words and actions carefully, making sure they add value and peace to the lives he touches. This approach to relationships teaches us a valuable lesson in today's fast-paced world, where social media and constant connectivity often pressure us to maintain a multitude of superficial connections. Instead of scattering our energy across many acquaintances, we can learn from these wise elders to invest deeply in a few meaningful relationships. When we give ourselves the space to be alone and reflect, we develop a clearer understanding of what we truly value in our interactions with others. This clarity allows us to show up authentically, to listen more deeply, and to respond with greater empathy. As the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "Silence is a source of great strength." By embracing solitude, we build the strength to nurture our relationships with sincerity and presence. Furthermore, the ability to appreciate both solitude and companionship is a sign of emotional maturity and self-awareness. Those who cultivate this balance are often more resilient in the face of life's challenges because they are comfortable in their own company and can draw on the strength of their inner resources. They do not seek relationships out of loneliness or fear of being alone, but rather from a place of wholeness. This sense of inner fulfillment means that when they do choose to connect with others, it is not to fill a void, but to share the richness of their own experiences and insights. In a society that often glorifies busyness and social status, their example encourages us to slow down, to turn inward, and to appreciate the beauty of both solitude and companionship. For men in the age group of 50 to 70, this perspective is especially relevant. This stage of life often comes with its own set of pressures, career responsibilities, family commitments, and societal expectations. It's easy to get caught up in a whirlwind of obligations, losing touch with oneself in the process. But, as these older individuals demonstrate, taking time for solitude can lead to a more centered and balanced life. It allows us to reconnect with our core values and to engage with others not out of obligation, but with genuine interest and care. This can transform our relationships, making them more fulfilling and resilient. In modern life, where the boundaries between work and personal time are increasingly blurred, learning to appreciate solitude can be a powerful tool for personal growth. It's not about withdrawing from the world, but about being more intentional with our presence in it. As the great Sufi poet Rumi advised, "Listen to silence, it has so much to say." By cultivating a relationship with our own solitude, we become more attuned to the quiet wisdom within us, which in turn enriches every relationship we have. So, let's take a page from the book of those who have mastered the art of being alone. They show us that solitude and deep connections are not mutually exclusive, but are, in fact, beautifully complementary aspects of a well-lived life. 5. Empathy and compassion. Many older individuals who enjoy their own company possess an incredible depth of empathy and compassion. This isn't just a result of age, but comes from years of introspection and reflecting on their own life experiences. Spending time alone allows them to connect deeply with their emotions, and in turn, they become more attuned to the feelings of others. It's as if their solitary moments are spent cultivating a garden of kindness and understanding. When they interact with others, it's like offering a bouquet of this compassion, making them wonderful listeners and supportive friends who truly grasp what it means to be present for someone else. Take Helen, for example, an 82-year-old retired social worker whose gentle nature hides an enormous capacity for empathy. Despite enjoying her own company, Helen chooses to spend her days volunteering at a local shelter, where she offers not just her time but her heart. Her kind words and willingness to listen make her a cherished presence among those who are struggling. She has a unique way of connecting with people, understanding their struggles without judgment, and offering comfort that resonates deeply. It's as if her years of solitude have made her heart a sanctuary for others. Her actions show that true compassion isn't loud or flashy. It's found in quiet moments of genuine care and the courage to sit with someone else's pain. There is a Buddhist story that resonates with this quality of empathy. It is about the Buddha and the mustard seed. A grieving mother, Kisa Gotami, who had lost her only child, came to the Buddha in despair, asking him to bring her son back to life. The Buddha, understanding her pain, asked her to bring a mustard seed from any household that had never known sorrow. She searched from house to house, but couldn't find a single home untouched by loss. Slowly, she realized that suffering is a universal experience. This profound understanding eased her grief. Like Helen, many older individuals who value solitude often possess this deep sense of empathy, understanding that suffering is a part of life and that everyone carries some burden. They offer their presence and compassion as a balm, not to fix, but to comfort. As we reflect on Helen's story and the Buddha's lesson, we can ask ourselves, how often do we truly listen to others, not just with our ears, but with our hearts? How can we transform our own quiet moments into an opportunity to cultivate compassion? By embracing empathy, we not only connect more deeply with those around us, but also enrich our own lives with a sense of purpose and meaning. The lesson here is clear. Solitude can be a powerful tool for growth, helping us develop a compassionate heart that understands and accepts the complexities of human emotion. Whether you are an older adult who enjoys solitude or someone who simply needs a reminder of the value of empathy, remember that the time you spend reflecting on your own life can become the foundation for connecting with others in the most meaningful ways. Compassion, after all, is not just about understanding another's pain, but being willing to share it, even if only through a quiet, listening presence. 6. Emotional resilience. Let's take a moment to explore something truly fascinating about older individuals who choose to spend much of their time alone: emotional resilience. Imagine the strength it takes to stand firm amidst life's unpredictable storms, finding peace and balance within yourself even when external circumstances are challenging. This inner strength is not something that happens overnight. It's cultivated through years of life experiences, self-reflection, and a deep understanding of one's own emotions. Older people who enjoy solitude often display remarkable emotional resilience because they have learned, through the various seasons of their lives, how to process their feelings independently. They don't shy away from their emotions. Instead, they embrace them, allowing themselves to feel fully and deeply, and then they gently let go. This ability to navigate the waves of sorrow, joy, frustration, and peace is a true testament to their inner wisdom. Think about someone you know who embodies this strength. For me, it's my friend Robert, a 75-year-old war veteran whose life has been filled with both great losses and great triumphs. After the passing of his beloved wife, a loss that could have shattered anyone's spirit, Robert found his healing in the quiet of nature. He would spend hours hiking in the mountains, sitting by the riverside, and simply being present with his thoughts. It wasn't about escaping his grief. Rather, it was about confronting it, embracing it, and then finding a way to transform that pain into a source of inner peace. His story is a powerful reminder that emotional resilience isn't about avoiding or suppressing our struggles, but about acknowledging them and finding a healthy way to move through them. Buddha once said, "You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This quote beautifully encapsulates the essence of emotional resilience. It's about being gentle and kind to yourself, especially in moments of difficulty. Those who appreciate solitude often become their own best companions, learning to give themselves the love and care that they need. They understand that true strength comes from within, from the ability to nurture one's own soul through all of life's trials. Have you ever wondered how you deal with your own emotions? Do you allow yourself the time and space to feel and heal, or do you often find yourself seeking distractions to avoid the discomfort? These are important questions to ask ourselves because, in learning from those who have mastered the art of solitude, we can gain valuable insights into building our own emotional resilience. It's not about withdrawing from the world or from others, but about creating a safe, peaceful space within ourselves where we can retreat, reflect, and recharge. Emotional resilience, as demonstrated by older people who cherish their alone time, is a practice of patience and self-compassion. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you have the inner resources to cope, to heal, and to grow. It's not a denial of pain, but an acknowledgement that pain is a part of life, and through understanding and acceptance, we can emerge stronger and more centered. When you observe such individuals, you'll notice that they rarely complain or dwell on the past. They've learned to let go of what they cannot change and to focus on what they can, their own responses and attitudes. This doesn't mean they don't feel deeply. On the contrary, they often feel more deeply than most because they've made peace with their own vulnerability. They understand that to be emotionally resilient is not to be unbreakable, but to be flexible like bamboo, bending with the wind and yet standing tall. So, how can we cultivate this kind of resilience in our own lives? It begins with small steps, taking time each day to be alone with our thoughts, to meditate, or simply to sit in silence. It means being honest with ourselves about what we're feeling and why, and then finding healthy ways to process those emotions, whether through journaling, walking in nature, or engaging in creative activities. The journey of emotional resilience is ongoing, but every step we take towards understanding ourselves better is a step towards greater inner peace. As we reflect on these amazing qualities, it's worth asking ourselves, how can we learn to be our own source of strength and comfort? How can we develop a relationship with ourselves that is based on acceptance and love? In exploring these questions, we not only gain a deeper appreciation for the wisdom of those who have walked this path before us, but also open the door to our own growth and transformation. If you're still here, you're already seeing how solitude can be a source of great strength and peace. Comment below with solo wisdom to honor these amazing qualities. Don't leave just yet. There are more enlightening insights ahead that will transform how you view time spent alone. Stick around until the end to fully grasp the beauty of embracing solitude. 7. Creative spirit. Older individuals who cherish solitude often possess a vibrant creative spirit, a quality that thrives when they are immersed in their own company. Many find solace and inspiration in activities like painting, writing, gardening, or crafting, where their minds can wander freely without the distractions of the outside world. This serene solitude acts as fertile ground for creativity to blossom. Take the story of Mary, an 80-year-old artist whose home is adorned with a stunning collection of paintings, each piece a window into her soul. She often speaks of how her most moving and expressive works were created during her quiet moments alone, where her thoughts and feelings flowed effortlessly onto the canvas. Mary's experience is a testament to how solitude can become a sacred space for self-expression and personal growth. For those who find joy in their own company, this creative spirit is not just about producing art, but about connecting deeply with oneself and the world. It's about transforming silence into something meaningful and beautiful. In modern life, we are often overwhelmed by constant noise and activity, making it difficult to find time for such introspective creativity. But for those who value their alone time, the quiet becomes a blank canvas where they can explore new ideas, experiment, and create without fear of judgment. This freedom to create is not confined to traditional art forms. It can be seen in how they cultivate their gardens, write in journals, or even solve everyday problems with unique solutions. These creative pursuits also serve as a form of meditation, allowing the mind to focus and the heart to express itself authentically. This practice is reminiscent of the Zen saying, "Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water." It reminds us that the ordinary can become extraordinary when approached with mindfulness and presence. Older individuals who enjoy solitude often find that their creativity is a way of being present, of turning ordinary moments into extraordinary expressions of who they are. Moreover, creativity and solitude isn't just about the end product, but the process itself, which brings joy and fulfillment. This process is a journey of self-discovery, a way to understand one's emotions, thoughts, and experiences. It's an opportunity to see the world through a different lens, to find beauty in the mundane, and to create something that resonates with others. For those in their later years, this creative expression becomes a powerful way to reflect on their life's journey, to celebrate their wisdom, and to leave a legacy that speaks of their inner world. In today's fast-paced world, where social expectations can sometimes push us to be constantly engaged with others, valuing and nurturing solitude can feel like a rebellious act. But for those who embrace it, this time alone becomes a sanctuary for the soul, a place where they can nurture their creative spirit without interruption. It's a reminder that our value is not determined by how much we socialize or conform to societal norms, but by how authentically we live our truth. As the poet Rainer Maria Rilke once said, "The only journey is the one within." This is the journey that older individuals who cherish their solitude embark upon every day, exploring their inner landscapes and expressing themselves in ways that are deeply personal and profoundly moving. In this way, they remind us all of the importance of finding time to be alone, to listen to our inner voice, and to let our creativity flow freely. Whether through painting, gardening, writing, or any other form of self-expression, their creative spirit is a testament to the beauty of solitude and the richness it can bring to our lives. So, let us take inspiration from them and remember that solitude is not something to be feared, but cherished. For it is in these quiet moments that our true selves emerge and our deepest creativity is born. 8. Profound self-awareness. Older people who enjoy spending time alone often possess a profound self-awareness, an attribute that has been honed over decades of introspection and personal growth. This deep understanding of themselves allows them to navigate life with a calm and quiet confidence. They are comfortable in their own skin, recognizing their strengths without boasting and accepting their weaknesses without shame. Take Margaret, a 70-year-old retired teacher, for example. She shared with me how her solitary moments became opportunities to explore the depths of her mind and soul. Through journaling and meditation, she unearthed parts of her personality that had long been hidden, discovering new dimensions of her inner world. This reflective practice has brought her a sense of peace and clarity that many of us yearn for but rarely find. The self-awareness that people like Margaret embody is not merely a result of age, but of the conscious choice to turn inward, to befriend oneself. This journey of self-discovery is akin to the story of the Buddha himself. As the story goes, Siddhartha Gautama, before becoming the Buddha, lived a life of luxury and abundance, but felt an inner void that material wealth could not fill. It was only when he chose to leave behind all external distractions and sit in solitude under the Bodhi tree that he achieved enlightenment. This act of turning inward, of seeking answers not outside but within, transformed him and led to his profound understanding of life and suffering. Similarly, older individuals who cherish their alone time often do so because they have realized the richness that solitude offers. It's in those quiet moments that they engage in a dialogue with themselves, asking the big questions about life, purpose, and fulfillment. How often do we take the time to truly sit with ourselves without distractions and listen to the voice within? Many of us are so caught up in the noise of daily life that we forget to check in with ourselves. Yet, the wisdom of those who cherish solitude reminds us of the value of this practice. It teaches us that true peace comes not from the absence of problems, but from the ability to face them with a calm and centered mind. When we cultivate self-awareness, we become less reactive and more reflective. We begin to understand the patterns of our thoughts and behaviors, which allows us to make conscious choices instead of being driven by unconscious habits. In today's fast-paced world, where being constantly busy is often celebrated, the ability to be alone and content with oneself is a rare and precious quality. It's a testament to the inner work these individuals have done to find balance and harmony within themselves. They've learned to enjoy their own company, and in doing so, they inspire us to do the same. So the next time you find yourself alone, instead of reaching for your phone or turning on the TV, try sitting quietly with your thoughts. Ask yourself, what can I learn about myself in this moment? What feelings or thoughts have I been avoiding? As you reflect on these questions, remember the story of the Buddha under the Bodhi tree and the countless hours people like Margaret spend in reflection. It's in these moments of solitude that the most profound insights often arise. Embracing solitude is not about isolation, it's about connection. Connection with the deepest parts of yourself. And from that place of connection, you can engage with the world in a more meaningful and authentic way. The lesson here is simple yet profound. Make time to know yourself. Whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting quietly, allow yourself the space to explore your inner world. This is where true wisdom and peace are found. By developing a profound self-awareness, you not only enrich your own life, but also become a beacon of calm and clarity for others. After all, the greatest journey we can take is the one within. 9. Strong sense of boundaries. Older people who cherish solitude often exhibit a powerful sense of boundaries, a quality that speaks volumes about their wisdom and self-awareness. They've spent a lifetime learning what it means to protect their inner peace and prioritize their well-being. For them, boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about creating a space where they can thrive and be true to themselves. This ability to set clear limits is not just a matter of personal preference. It's a deep, respectful understanding of their own needs and the courage to honor them. It's like the Buddha once said, you, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. By establishing boundaries, they practice self-compassion, recognizing that their energy and time are finite resources that must be managed wisely. Take, for example, my Aunt Beatrice. At 73, she embodies this art of setting boundaries with an elegance that is truly inspiring. Whether it's declining a social invitation or choosing to spend a quiet evening with a book, she does so with a gentle firmness that leaves no room for misunderstanding or resentment. What's striking about Aunt Beatrice's approach is her ability to say no without any trace of guilt or discomfort. She's clear about what nurtures her spirit and isn't afraid to prioritize that, even if it means disappointing others. Her life is a beautiful lesson in self-care, showing us that we can love others more fully when we first care for ourselves. How often do we find ourselves saying yes when we really want to say no, simply to avoid conflict or out of fear of being judged? Learning to set boundaries like my aunt has can be liberating. It frees us from the constant need to please and the anxiety of overcommitting. By respecting our own limits, we invite others to respect them too. It's not about being selfish, it's about being self-aware and authentic. And when we are true to ourselves, we attract relationships that are genuine and fulfilling, ones that don't drain us but uplift us. Establishing boundaries is a skill that older individuals have honed over the years, often through trial and error. They've learned that peace of mind is a precious commodity, one that cannot be traded for approval or social acceptance. This sense of clarity and self-assurance allows them to engage with others on their own terms, in ways that are healthy and sustainable. They have no problem being alone because they are deeply connected to themselves, finding joy and contentment in their own company. Isn't it fascinating how people like Aunt Beatrice can teach us so much about the value of solitude and the strength that comes from within? When we respect our own boundaries, we are better equipped to respect the boundaries of others, creating relationships that are built on mutual understanding and trust. This balance of independence and connection is what makes their interactions so rich and meaningful. As the renowned writer Paulo Coelho said, "When you say yes to others, make sure you are not saying no to yourself." So what about you? Have you ever felt overwhelmed because you couldn't say no, or found yourself in situations where your boundaries were pushed? It's never too late to start setting limits that honor your well-being. Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you and how you can carve out space in your life to nurture those things. Remember, setting boundaries is not about isolation, but about self-preservation, a practice that allows us to engage with the world from a place of strength and authenticity. By embracing this principle, you too can cultivate a life that's not just full, but fulfilling. Older people who enjoy solitude show us that it's possible to live with intention and purpose, to cherish our own company while still being deeply connected to others. Their stories remind us that boundaries are not walls, but bridges to a healthier, happier self. So, next time you're faced with a situation that challenges your limits, think of it as an opportunity to practice self-care and reinforce the boundaries that keep you grounded. After all, the quality of your life is not determined by how much you do for others, but by how well you care for yourself. And in that care, you find the strength to truly serve and connect with those around you in a way that's both compassionate and true. Thank you for joining us today on The Journey of Wisdom. I hope these insights into the remarkable qualities of older individuals who cherish solitude have inspired you to appreciate the beauty and strength that come with embracing your own company. Remember, solitude is not about being alone, it's about connecting deeply with yourself and finding peace within. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others who might benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. Make sure to turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Together, let's continue exploring the path to a more mindful, balanced, and fulfilling life. Thank you, and see you in the next video.